Hey guys, it's Mr. Money, and hope you guys are having an awesome summer. Can't wait for our fall fundraiser next year, but this is really important here today. I'm going to be reading a book called There Might Be Lobsters. It's by Carolyn Crimi, and it's actually illustrated by Laurel
Please.
Molk.
If we have
And we have an
any
interruption.
of any of the kindergartners who are taking part in the music program at this time, and you'd like to go to the concert, you may do so at this time.
Awesome. Okay, you guys are still in school right now. So, once again, I'm Mr. Money, and this is There Might Be Lobsters. Come on, Sookie, you can do it, said Eleanor. She stood at the bottom of the stairs to the beach and waved to Sookie. Boys and girls, as you can see, Sookie is an awesome dog. We love dogs. Okay. But Sookie was just a small dog, and the stairs were big and sandy, and she hadn't had lunch yet, and her foot hurt a little. And she might get a shell stuck up her nose. Yikes. And she might tumble down on her head, and then she'd need stitches. And besides, there might be lobsters. So, Sookie was scared and sat at the top of the stairs, Chunkamunka by her side. As you can see, there's lobsters there. There's Sookie and her playful animal, toy pet, Chunkamunka. That's a great name. Moving on. Oh, all right, said Eleanor. She picked them both up with a tisk and huffed and carried them down the stairs. There's Eleanor, Sookie, and Chunkamunka making the trip down the stairs. Come on, Sookie, you can do it, said Eleanor. She tossed a beach ball Sookie's way. There's Sookie. She's kind of getting into it now, getting over her fears. Okay. But Sookie was just a small dog, and the beach ball was big and beachy, and it might hit her nose, and then it would pop, and it might be too loud. Or it might knock her down, and she might never get up again. And she might have to live on the beach forever and eat seaweed to survive. And besides, beach balls attract lobsters. So Sookie sat far away from the beach ball with Chunkamunka by her side. Man, poor Sookie. Oh, Sookie, said Eleanor, swooped that pup up with a tisk and huff and cradled her in her arms. Come on, Sookie, you can do it. Eleanor stood at the water's edge and splashed a little splash on Sookie. So Eleanor's trying to help her pal out and get over her fear of lobsters. But Sookie was just a small dog, and those waves were big, and they were whooshy, and they were salty, and they were too wet, and they might toss her out to the middle of the sea. And she might float all the way to Tasmania or even Florida. And she might be swallowed by a whale, and she wasn't wearing a bathing suit. And besides, there might be lobsters. So Sookie sat at the edge of the water with Chunkamunka by her side. Poor Sookie. Oh, Sookie, said Eleanor. She shook her head and dove into the waves. Eleanor's still having a good time. Sookie sat and watched beach balls bouncing and big boys running and umbrellas flapping and lifeguards blowing loud whistles and waves splashing with Chunkamunka. Everybody else is having a good time. All right. Floating out to sea, Sookie barked for Chunkamunka to come back. Chunkamunka started to sink. Oh no. Poor Chunkamunka. Sookie started to paddle. She paddled past a big beachy ball and through a huge salty wave and over something that might even be a lobster. Until she had Chunkamunka, he was safe. Sookie had saved him. Good job, Sookie. She felt braver and the bravest dog because even though she was very small, Chunkamunka was smaller. Oh, Sookie, I knew you could do it, said Eleanor. She picked them both up with a yay and a hooray and swung them very gently through the air. Sookie sat in the sandy beach with wavy waves and watched for lobsters, with Chunka Munka by her side. Sookie's happy. She's relaxed now. And then they didn't see one all day. So no lobsters for poor Sookie. So boys and girls, that was an awesome book. I had a great time reading it. I think my favorite part about the book was Sookie started the day really scared. And I think sometimes we get scared or nervous about stuff in our lives or stuff at school. But if we know we're safe and we try, things can turn out to be really okay and maybe even really fun. So I'm Cory Magee, Mr. Money. Okay, can't wait till next year to see you guys. And I encourage everybody to try to set a reading goal for the summer. I myself am going to try to read 5 books. I challenge you to do the same. Have a great summer, Lincoln Elementary School.